This is episode 3 of the A Free Spirit Life podcast. In today's show, we are talking about being uprooted. You know that kind of change that happens in your life where you know there's a big shift happening, but you're kicking and screaming along the way. You're resisting. You feel confused, conflicted, just a lot going on. We're going to talk about the feelings of being uprooted and what you can do to find peace in the midst of all that crazy storm happening in your life. I have a story to share with you. And before I get into that story, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for being part of this community and for your amazing response about my new show. I am thrilled to have you joining me. If you haven't already, meet us on Facebook. Go to groups and type in A Free Spirit Life Community, where you will find our private group on Facebook where we're sharing about the show. And also, if you go to my website, afreespiritlife.com/podcast. You will find information there about how to enter for this month giveaway for my launch. It's September 2017. And all you have to do is enter your email and you will automatically receive my free Making Room for Creativity toolkit, as well as possibly win some of these amazing prizes from all of these amazing women that I know in my life. So check that out. If you'd like an additional entry, simply go to iTunes, leave a review and rate this show and just share this show with everyone you know, because that's going to help us reach more free spirits and it's going to help me offer you great content to come. So thank you for that. All right. Have you ever felt uprooted in your own life? I was in the middle of having a minor meltdown when a thunderstorm hit the other night. I was feeling tired from the heat, tired from the noise, just tired of being up with my kids and my new puppy that was waking me up in the middle of the night. The daily responsibilities, that come with raising kids and just tending to life in general. It was really weighing me down. You feel me? You get it? Hopefully you understand what that feels like. I'm not the only one, right? And in the midst of feeling all this tired and just stuff going on, a huge storm caused a power outage in our house. The lightning flashed, the rain poured down, and it was seriously like pouring at a diagonal, and the wind was so scary. It was in that moment that whatever I was melting down about, just overwhelmed by life in general, I set it aside and I waited to see if the storm was going to pass, and then I just went to sleep. The power came back, and the next morning we woke up to find one of our huge trees had fallen down, pulling its roots from the earth, leaving a gaping hole in the ground and snapping 2 other trees on its landing. We spent the morning cleaning up the yard, picking up what felt like thousands of branches. And what struck me about this tree is it was completely uprooted. It was, from the outside, a very healthy looking tree. In fact, my husband spent the entire next week cutting that tree, and there was no signs of it being sick at all. It was a completely healthy tree. But it started getting me thinking about what it means to be uprooted in our own lives, what it looks and feels like. I asked members of my Live Freely circle this question about being uprooted, and here's just some of their responses. I love this. Someone said, "Every time I put down roots in a new community and start to feel settled, there's this feeling that the roots are torn up again. When I have to move, that's being uprooted. The last time was the worst and left me feeling so vulnerable that I didn't want to grow my roots again. I think being uprooted is a kind of trauma, and it's important to be gentle with ourselves as we process it. The positive is it forces me to focus on and acknowledge where my heart really is." I love that. Someone else says, uprooted feels like another test to my commitment and a hint to inner search my soul. Another beautiful free spirit said, she feels unbalanced, off kilter. It's like a fear of the unknown, and there's this anxious feeling when she's feeling uprooted. Suddenly, you don't feel so safe. And someone else added, it means uncertainty, having a lack of control and having a floating feeling. I love their vulnerability and their honesty and sharing, and I'm sure you can relate to their words. What I'm seeing in my own life is it's time to make a shift. It's time to make a change. It's time to uproot, to let go, to move on, and to try something new. I think life gives us a series of clues, signs that tell us it's time to uproot and to wake up. And I see how nature acts in the very same way. The wind blows gently, then it gets stronger, and sometimes we notice it, and sometimes we don't. But at some point, nature and our own lives have to blow in a freaking storm, right? And it's like nature is telling us something. It's like, do you think that the trees need to be told like they're gripping too tightly? And so nature's just like, all right, are you ready to let go? I'm going to blow in this gentle breeze. The season of autumn, we see these leaves start to fall. But at some point, maybe there's a bigger shift that has to happen. And some of these old trees that aren't quite ready to let go, the wind just has to kick in the storm, and then finally something happens. And I think it's interesting to look at our own life. Like, look at your own life and how does it feel when you're holding on to something? Is there something that you continue to hold on or to grip, but you know in your heart that it's time to let go? You know it's time for a change. I'm ready to take these roots that have been uprooted and cultivate a better foundation. I'd like to go deeper this time, create a soil that's more sustainable, that's richer, and that's a good, healthy place to grow deeper roots. I'm personally ready to break free of the old story that repeats the same old pattern in my life. I'm ready to root somewhere new. How about you? What does being uprooted mean to you? When in your life do you feel this way? What's the lesson you can learn about yourself in this ungrounded, uncertain place? Just like the tree's branches in a storm, what are you holding on to? Is there something that you're ready to let go of, but it feels kind of scary or it feels really too vulnerable? Is that what's stopping you? Well, if it is, my friends, I have a few tips to share with you today. If you're ready to make a change, if you're ready to make a shift, but you're feeling scared, this is for you. After teaching self-discovery courses and yoga classes for the past 15 years, I have learned these 3 things are key when making healthy changes in your life. Number 1, feeling like you belong. Number 2, being consistent. And number 3, creating meaning. So that's one of the reasons why I created my Live Freely Circle. It offers women a sense of belonging, consistency, and meaning because I don't want anyone to feel that they can get this quick fix, but that it doesn't sustain them throughout their life. I want you to feel the support as you are going through transformation so that it's life-changing and that it sticks so that you can create a more abundant future. Making space in your life for self-care and soul care work is not always easy. It takes dedication, it takes practice, it takes patience, it takes accountability, and it takes support. Taking a small mindful step each day to face a fear and to be yourself is like watering a garden. If you skip a few days, which I am terrible at, especially like my pots, in fact, I don't even start a garden right now because I'm taking care of kids and a puppy. And it's like, I can't even imagine doing that. But I do have these pots of herbs and sometimes flowers, and sometimes I forget to water them. And after a few days, you can tell it needs water, but it's still okay. But if you skip a week or two or more, eventually, right, all that stuff stops growing. And you need to create a healthy habit of watering that garden daily. You have to be consistent so that you can see your harvest or see your flowers or herbs or see something in your own life flourish. That is how your inner life works. When you ignore your inner needs, like your need to slow down, to rest, to renew, to get quiet, to listen to your body, to quiet your judging mind, to learn who you truly are, to open your heart, to just be less critical of yourself, you'll eventually feel exhausted, disconnected, and drained. Your inner dreams fade and your growth gets stunted. Most of us go about our busy lives without ever giving much thought to our true self. We forget who we are. As a result, we live in limitation. We get stuck and trapped in our own lives. We walk around asleep, regretting the past, worrying about the future, feeling bored and restless. Have you felt that before? I know I have. And most of us never find out what our soul is here to express. When you awaken to who you truly are and start creating change in your life that feels more you feel happier and you become more in tune with your authentic self. Your authentic way of being isn't trapped by a life of constant doing or always influenced by the outside forces that make you feel like you're riding an emotional roller coaster. Your authentic way of being doesn't want to stay stuck in that rushed, frantic pace of life. Your authentic way of being knows there's a better way. As you practice taking good care of you and living freely, your heart and soul will feel more clear and courageous. You'll simply start showing up more in your life as you are in every area of your life. That's when you start to feel more inner peace. That's when you feel more free and alive. It takes courage to allow yourself to uproot. It takes courage to walk through change. Are you ready? So, the big question for you and for me and for anyone who's feeling uprooted or feeling this need to shift, to let go and to walk through change. First of all, are you ready? Are you ready for change? And if the answer is yes, then we need to connect to that inner courage. All of us, including you, has this inner wisdom and this inner power, this inner courage that lives there within you, ready to guide you. And it's up to you to break free of those thoughts that say, I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not like her, I'm too old, I don't have enough money. Whatever your story is that you repeat in your mind, it's time to change that. And it starts with tapping into your courage and changing your mindset to I can, I am enough, I can do this, and I am ready for change. Then, my friend, you start to connect with other people who are walking that walk with you, who get you. Find a good friend that you can open up to. Find someone who supports you. Find someone who won't say, why would you want to do that? And instead, find someone who will say, why not? Right? You can find those people in our Free Spirit Life community. You can find them if you want to join my monthly membership, the Live Freely Circle. You can find them in your own life. Just find that person that's going to be your adventure buddy, that's going to support you. And that will help you feel a sense of belonging. Then be consistent. Whatever that thing is that you're ready to change, do a small step each day towards change. Move through it. Move through it. And do something in your life that creates meaning. The way you're going to do that is by nourishing and nurturing your inner life. Take good care of yourself. Remember that you and your dreams and your health and wellness matter. And so what are you going to do today to support that? Share with us in the A Free Spirit Life community on Facebook, our private group, or email me, Shannon@afreespiritlife.com, or simply tag your social media, #AFreeSpiritLife. What change are you going to face today? What fear are you going to move through? What are you ready to do so that you can be who you truly are in this life? Let us know what steps you're taking, and remember, you're not alone. You're not alone in this journey. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Have a wonderful rest of your day.